This is the one and only Original 9. I'm watching the beat shine. Where I come from, we didn't have a culture. You know what I mean? You know, y'all can say Happy Kwanzaa all day, y'all can do all that stuff all day. But we didn't have a culture as youth where I come from. So hip-hop was our culture, it was our thing. The way we dressed, the walk, the talk, the dance, the graffiti. So it pulled me in because I was missing something. Like we didn't have, you know, if you go to a Jewish wedding or, you know, a Hispanic club, they still have their culture, plus it's mixed in with whatever Americanizes you. We didn't have nothing like that where I was from. So now I understand as a grown man what really pulled me into hip-hop. It's a culture, and I ain't have one. So I think the moment I realized that I wanted to do this, you know, I was 14 years old, and I was let into this club called the T Connection, and I got to see Grandmaster Cash and the Cold Crush 4 just do a routine. They was like, other MCs can't deal with us because we are the 4 known as the Cold Crush. And I was like stuck. It was just amazing to me that, you know, these guys who looked just like me, you know, they were older than me, but they still dressed the way we dressed. And, you know, most of our artists were like Earth, Wind & Fire, Ohio Players. They all wore costumes and stuff to separate yourself from normal people, you know. But these dudes look just like me. And I like their music better than I like the music with the guys with costumes. So I knew right there, that's the moment that it all happened. So that's got to be my favorite moment because that's the moment that, you know, made me do this shit. When I was like 16, we used to see Slick Rick taking the train. And this before Slick Rick had an eye patch. So he had like a gray eye that went this way. And we used to be like, yo, that's him. That's that dude that was in the park going la-di-da-di. We liked, and he used to walk around like, and if you mentioned to Rick, shout out to Slick. But if you mentioned to him, like, I saw you in the park, he'd be like, all right, thanks. Like, it didn't matter to him. He, you know what I mean? He just kept it moving. He accepted the love, but he kept it moving. So those are my influences, shit like that. I mean, I always wanted to do it. Like, you know, I wrote a lot of songs for a lot of people. I was around Pumpkin. I won't give too much away. I got a book coming out called Popcorn for Dinner where I explain to people how much I really have been involved in this, like from the beginning to a point where a lot of people would deny that they was there. Like, you know, I'm not afraid of that. Like, I want you to know I was a little kid surrounded by this. So Pumpkin, rest in peace, Pumpkin, king of the beats. He made love rap. So I used to write little hooks and he would pass them off to groups that he was doing. He took me to DLB's house from Fearless 4 when I was like 15 years old to teach me how to count bars. And you know what I mean? He believed, a lot of these great people like believed in me, but I never was ready. So it had its process to where it built up to. So I started taking it serious from then. I'm lucky enough to be, I'm an only child. I don't know if that's lucky, but I'm my mama's baby. So whatever I put my heart and soul into, my mother, I love you, Ma. She held me down, man. She wanted me to be better. She bought me my first little mic, so when I went to the park, I could rap. She bought me a Shure mic, cost $80 in 1984. $80 was a lot of money. And she bought me that microphone. She's like, you're going to be up in there in that park. You need to sound good. And she supported me, you know what I mean? So I come from that type of people that push me, and I still have people around me that push me, that believe, and like I kind of need that, I think. So I never did it without it, so I don't, you know. It was kind of a time in hip-hop where the West Coast was just starting to dominate the sound. So, you know, as a New York artist or coming from New York, just all the things I've learned, I think was about being original, about sounding like yourself. Nobody sound like you. You do your thing. So when I heard them, it was like, I felt like it was the perfect time for me. So when I was shopping for a deal, which was totally different than the way the world is now. This is before YouTube. No film. When Video Music Box was super important, you had to get your video on that 1 hour out of the whole week. See, these kids don't get it. They think this shit is easy and it's a joke. It ain't no joke. We had to pay dues that they'll never pay. You know what I'm saying? But this was the building blocks to make them be able to do what they do right now. I got to shake Prince's hand. I performed at the Glam Slam in L.A., Prince's Club. I got to shake Prince's hand. Like, I got to see people and meet people who, like Rakim, people who helped me become a rapper by listening to their music. I got to meet all of them. So all of that is highlights, you know what I mean? The actual part of my own career, it was better dreaming about it. And I mean that because all the things you expect, like I wanted to be on BET so bad, do a BET interview. Then when I finally did a BET interview, I was like, yo, the dream of doing a BET video or interview was better than the actual BET interview. Like, you start to realize that this shit ain't real and your dream is bigger than what you expect. And now it's a business. It's just a business. It's just a job. There ain't no flowers. Ain't no, everybody don't love you. Everybody don't want to see you win, you know. The fact that I was able to do it without no cosign. I wasn't Hit Squad, Def Squad, Wu-Tang. I do this. I love all that group shit, you know, boot camp clique. And I'm like the stepchild of this shit. Every rapper you interview and you ask, they gonna tell you, nah, I got bars, nah, I can spit, nah, I'm a cool nigga, but nobody fucks with me. They ain't put me on their records. So, which is a blessing, because right now I'm gonna sound brand new. But I didn't do records with people. My phone didn't ring. Niggas wasn't calling me to hop on their song or be part of their little thing. So I've been the stepchild. So I'm proud that I'm still sitting here breathing. And what I'm about to do is going to be psycho. And I did it by myself. It's crazy. It's like, yo, I started a style. Like, I didn't just make a hit record. I need a lot of people who see this interview to understand. I started a style. I started a sound when I came in this. I mean, DMX, Ja Rule. These people have benefited from a sound that I put in. I don't care, you know what I mean? It's no disrespect to them because that's what hip-hop is, and I always understood what hip-hop is. But I introduced that aggressive sound, that voice, that, you know what I mean? And a lot of people have benefited for it. So I don't want to just be known because I made, you know, a little catchy record at one point in my life. I introduced a sound to hip-hop, an original sound, and nobody can take that away from me. Nobody. So if you like those two guys I just mentioned, you really like me too. Well, when it's all said and done, what I want to leave behind is, like, you know, I want people to look back at this interview after shit pops off. After shit pop off and they go, yo, that nigga's EP was insanity. This nigga got bars. He's the truth. That's the legacy I want to leave. Mr. Persistent, Mr. Discipline, Mr. Relearn Your Craft, Mr. You Can Get Better Than You Was, Mr. Get Off Your Own Dick, Mr. Get Out Your Own Way. Because you in your own way with that dumb shit you be thinking about. Fuck what anybody else say. Do your fucking thing and make shit happen. Don't talk about it, be about it. I'm going to show y'all niggas what it is. Quana Millie, 2015, Big 9, Bronx, New York. All you niggas that doubted me can eat a dick. I'm coming. Your crown is mine. Fucker.